the mayor of the city of Rochester, Stuart Bikson, back with us on the MegaCast. Mayor Bikson, thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me. After watching McDonald's, it makes me hungry.
Oh yeah, that's a great time of the day to go back out to some of our great local restaurants in the city of Rochester. How are you? How's your team in the city doing right now?
We're doing well. Our emergency police, fire, DPW have been working throughout the entire thing, but now we're making plans to bring the whole workforce back. So I think as you were saying, we're going to bring back slow, make sure that everybody feels safe. We talked about plexiglass. We're going to have some windows there, so you know areas where they meet the public and safety things. And we're redoing our chambers so there's social distancing. So um, we've done a lot of work. We're getting ready for it, and we're about ready to open, but open up responsibly.
West Bloomfield Township announced last week that they would be opening their doors to the public by appointment only today. Today, actually, this is the first day of doing so. And they had a plan in place a few weeks ago they enacted for gradually reopening Town Hall back to normal operations. It sounds like the city of Rochester has that plan in place as well and is moving toward returning to some semblance of normal operations as time goes on in this crisis. For those watching in Rochester who are wondering when City Hall and other city services that have been delayed or have been out of the office for the past several months will be back, what does that timeline look like?
Well, again, as soon as the governor says we can open up, we are going to be opening up. And as you say, a lot of the city services they have been able to do. A lot of the taxes and things like that, you could drop it off, and also we've extended the time frame that you could do that. But yeah, we also are going to have appointments, and if you want to come to City Hall, you call, and then we'll come and get you and let you come in, and we'll have hand sanitizers and masks for people who need those. So we are doing everything we can, and we will be opening up very shortly.
Well, that's good to hear, and I'm sure the residents of Rochester have been waiting to go back to City Hall and get things done that they need to get done and go back to regular city services as well, such as the parks and so on, are really excited to get back out there. On that note, things that have already reopened, businesses like shops and restaurants
Mm-hmm.
today, and and a week from today, salons and barbershops preparing to reopen. There's a lot that's been reopening really quickly in a short amount of time throughout the state of Michigan, especially in our local area, as restrictions have been lifted. How has the city been assisting its local businesses or working with the local businesses and restaurants to make these changes work smoothly and put them in a position to come back strong after being months out of normal
Right.
operations?
Well, we had a couple initiatives. We had a Open Rochester committee where we got all the leaders from the city businesses, all the older person center, the recreation authority, brought everybody together, libraries, and kind of got a plan. And we broke up into subcommittees on social distancing, on PPE, on safety, and we all got together, kind of got our best practices together, and got that information out and had a lot of conversations on that. Also, the city is doing everything we can to help our restaurants. We've eliminated a lot of the red tape. We're saying, you can use some of the parking spaces, you can use the alleys, you can have, a lot of times if you want to build like a parklet, you have to go through the planning commission and things like that. We've eliminated a lot of that red tape so they can immediately do that. So, restaurants, a lot of restaurants, 50% is pretty tough. But if they can get some outside dining that's socially safe, that's really going to help them. So we've really charged the city with we're doing everything we can to, one, educate the businesses to help them get going, two, to eliminate the red tape, doing anything we can, thinking outside the box to try to get things going. And we think we've been pretty successful. I think a lot of our businesses have, are ready to open. A lot of the restaurants have had a pretty good carry out business. And I think, really the entrepreneurial spirit is really working. There's been a lot of, online work, as I said, takeouts, businesses are having appointments. Um, So we're really ready to go. And again, and as I keep saying, we have to show our citizens and our residents that it's safe to go out, safe to shop, safe to go to restaurants. And if we can provide that, we think we're going to get back to, start going again as fast as we can.
Similar to other cities in the local area, like Birmingham and smaller cities, even like Keiko Harbor, that have a lot of walkable area and shopping areas. We've seen that some discussion, especially in Birmingham, about expanding outdoor capacities of businesses like restaurants to maybe close down some streets partially or eliminate some parking temporarily in order to allow tables outside and so on. And you mentioned eliminating some of the red tape to help these businesses come back. Should Rochester residents expect any changes coming soon to the layout of the city or the normal city operations on the roads and so on to accommodate these changes and help our business community put its best foot forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think they can look at a lot of the parking spots right around these restaurants and businesses are going to be used for that. We've, until September, we said there's free parking in downtown Rochester. So we have incurred that cost. And so people can park. And so then we're opening up all those parking spots to the businesses. We are going to have some side streets that might be, some alleys that are one way are going to now be closed for businesses. And we're looking at, closing some stuff for the summer. We're still looking at that. We're probably not going to have major street closings, but maybe some side streets around the businesses. We're definitely looking at doing that. And again, this is a crisis, so we need to do things to keep our downtown going. And as a city, we're committed to doing that. And the DDA has come, Downtown Development Authority has come to us and asked us to facilitate some things, and we have consistently done that. And we are really trying to help the businesses in every way that we can.
That's good to hear, and I'm sure that the local business community in Rochester is also really happy to hear that news and hear that the city, like many other cities in Oakland County, are doing at this moment in time, and towns are doing as well, to accommodate businesses as they come back and after having a really rough few months. So just a couple more minutes with you, Mayor Stuart Bikson from the City of Rochester. Anything else that you'd like to say or any other news from Rochester that we maybe haven't touched on so far in this interview?
Well, as I said, we've done a number of things to help our businesses and residents. We had a tax on the businesses downtown for we call it the PSD tax that allows for events and things like that. We've eliminated that tax. We've eliminated the parking fees until the fall. We had a water rate hike coming. We decided we weren't going to do that. So, I mean, from a kind of tax and financial thing, we're doing everything we can to help the businesses. We had a very successful opening of our farmers market last Saturday. It was very well attended. People wore masks. We limited the amount of people who could be in there at one time. People were great and would wait in line to come. So we really think that people are, one, ready to be out and about, which is good, but also be socially responsible with the distancing, wearing masks, not having too many people in. So we really think that kind of with the combined, social distancing, lower taxes, helping businesses get going again, we're doing everything we can to help the businesses. And the businesses are really raring to go. And I think they're going to be pretty successful. So we really feel like we've got the kind of infrastructure planning, city, business, resident partnership together to hopefully this is going to be a big success story for us.
And hopefully it will. We're definitely rooting for you and for your team and all the businesses in Rochester and throughout Oakland County. Stuart Bikson, the mayor of Rochester, with us on the MegaCast. Thank you for being with us again.